What's up, folks? Welcome to Outside the Lines with Coach Higgy, the podcast for coaches. Did you know that there are over 60 million young folks that play sports across the United States, and there's like 6 million coaches coaching those 60 million kids? Talk about some influence. I'm not sure if that number includes high school and middle school. Probably does. But at the same time, none of that really matters, because playing sports is so representative of life. The competitive field is just like the competitive life that we live, the survival of the fittest kind of life that we live. If we don't go out and fight for what we want, it's not going to happen. Sports represents that in such a great capacity. It's just really a great opportunity for those 6 million coaches to impact 60 million kids on a day-to-day basis, teaching them the principles that God gave us for life. You know, the Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. That means our instructions for life are found in the Bible. So that survival of the fittest idea that we have to operate in every day as adults, that same competitive experience is available on the sports field or on the sports court, whatever you're playing. There are some godly principles that we can share and that we can pour into these kids that will prepare them for what's coming in life. That's why it's so beautiful. That's why it's so important that we are constantly recognizing that and in constant awareness of that as coaches, right? So what we want to do is surround ourselves with those kind of people that recognize that the godly principles the Lord has given us and set an example for us and poured into this earth and offered this earth. We surround ourselves with people that believe in those things so that we will be in constant reminding mode, right? You know, the average of the 5 people that you hang around, right? The average of the 5 people you hang around. Well, we want to surround ourselves with those kinds of people on the battlefield of life, and obviously on the battlefield in a sports program. It doesn't matter if it's from tennis to golf to football to softball to basketball. It doesn't matter what it is that we're doing. Swimming, it doesn't matter what we're doing. Those people that we surround ourselves with are going to help us be successful, right? So with the average of those 5 people. Well, not only that, in today's world, we have so much social media. We should be surrounding ourselves with social media that will help us be successful at what we're trying to do, right? And if we're coaching or we're raising a family or we're living life, we need to surround ourselves with people that and people that are sharing things on social media, that are sharing their testimonies on social media, that are sharing their life and their lessons they've learned on social media. We surround ourselves with that. Then it'll be like surrounding ourselves with the 5 people, right? We'll have another source of good information, of a good accountability partner, good influence on our life. You know, they call these people on social media influencers, right? Well, we want to be influencers our own self, right? So that's why we started the podcast, so that you can share, like, subscribe, and comment with other people that are trying to do the same thing you're doing, right? Yes, sure, this is a podcast and we want as many views and as many subscribers as we can get, but primarily for the purpose so that you guys can surround yourself with this kind of thing instead of watching goofy videos all the time, just scrolling through Facebook. I'm not going to get into that, right? We understand that social media and technology is not the enemy, but it can be used by the enemy. Well, we need to use it for the good, right? And so, like, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all those kind of things, turning on that notification bell, all of those things help do that, help us surround ourselves with other people. Like, you're not just sharing it with me, you're sharing it with the people that are in the community. And you can write a comment down there and somebody else, and you can have and somebody else can respond, and you have a conversation between you two on the comments. Or you share it with your friends and you're connecting with another coach that you know, or you're or another family member, whatever. You're sharing the information. So that is surrounding yourself with good people. And therefore you take advantage of that old principle, so to speak, that you're the average of the 5 people you hang around. You start doing that rather than sitting over in the corner scrolling. I'm just guilty. I know how easy it is, which is one of the reasons that I started the podcast too, to get me off of that and being proactive instead of being a consumer, to be a producer. And so I'm just offering this out there to the community of coaches and players alike. And any of these participants can get on here, and it's one of those outlets where people can connect through the world of sports and hopefully impact the lives. That's what this is all about. So on this New Year's Eve of the last day of 2025, we're heading into 2026. Duh. Well, over the next couple of days, I'm probably going to make another 1 or 2 of these little things, and I'm going to just to throw it out there, so that we can bombard the little realm that we operate in with the notion of what we're doing, right? We're making this better. We're learning how to do the technology, how to get the audio right, how to get the video to look better, how to connect people more easily remotely, maybe even get some in-person interviews. All of that stuff's in the future, and we'll get better at that. We're pretty horrible at it right now, but we're getting better. And I'm wanting you to know that I'm committing myself to this for 2026. And that we have, 52 weeks in front of us. So hopefully we can get 52 episodes out. We can get 52 coaches, players on here to share their testimony, to share their walk, to share their insights, to share their wisdom and lessons that they've learned, and their stories in sports. I just love the sports stories. They're some of my favorite. So to share that thing with all of us, so that we can enjoy the benefits of God's principles by seeing them operating in other people's lives and saying, hey, I can do that. Or, hey, maybe I don't want to do that because the lesson that you learned was not to do something. So, right. So it's, we can learn from everything. It's just a matter of what lens we're looking at it through. So in 2026, this next couple of days, that's what these next couple of days are about, is me presenting these little things, these little short snippets of, they remind me of the old Facebook posts I used to do. But it's just the next couple of days is going to be full of these kinds of things, so that we can bombard the space with the information that we're coming. Outside the Lines is coming. And it's a part of the BFQ channel, Believe, Focus, and Don't Quit. If you've ever had my class in school, you probably heard me say that. Believe, Focus, and Don't Quit. And this little Outside the Lines podcast is a part of that effort. We'll explore some of that BFQ stuff later. But for right now, it's Outside the Lines with Coach Higgy, and we're sharing this information. Now, as we go into the new year, I want you to know we've had 4 or 5 episodes. I can't think now. We've had Coach Fulkerson, Coach Parker, Coach Mathis, Miss Leah Mathis, Coach Horsley, and I just finished up one with I'm trying to think now. I finished up one with Coach Blackstone. It should be coming out Saturday if I can get it edited. That's the goal. The long form should be coming out on Saturdays. But the reels come out all the time, so you guys like and share those reels with other people so that they can find the podcast. And anybody will watch a little 20-second snippet. Share the reels with people so that they can like, subscribe, share, and comment on as they find the podcast, right? But coming up, we've got, like I said, we got Rick Blackstone. We've got Coach Moisner, Sean Moisner from formerly from Alexander. I think he's at Central now. I've got to do my research on that a little bit better. And we also have Roman Boylan coming up, which I think he's down in Carrollton, Bremen area somewhere, running a wrestling camp. I don't know exactly what he's doing either. We're going to touch base with him. And so that's coming over the next couple of 3 weeks. So you guys stay tuned for that, right? But like, share, subscribe, and comment to this video. We're going to be asking you to do that a lot. Sure, we want a lot of subscribers because that means the channel's growing. But firstly, what we really are trying to do is to get us all connected at a space where we know that the information that we're going to be watching is going to be good for us. It's going to help us in our daily walk. because we're seeing the lessons from the sports field. And we're pouring these lessons that God has given us as adults into these kids because they're playing sports. Because sports imitates life. And some of the things that we've learned, we'll share with them. And that way they'll be ready when they become us. Amen. That's the whole goal. Is to surround ourselves with that, and keeping in mind that we're the average of the 5 people we hang around. Where are we spending our time? Are we sitting over in the